Okay, well, let's see here. We'll put that up there for now. There we go. We made it live this morning. Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Whether you're a mother yourself, you have a mother. So happy Mother's Day, because we're glad you're here. So we'll celebrate your mother. And we'll celebrate you as well. We are at May 10th, Mother's Day. Yay! And it is 5 a.m. Eastern time right now. And yes, if I look like I just got up out of bed, because I did manage, though, to make a cuppa. Oh, yes. Mmm. And that is so good in the morning. Woo! Gotta love that. Let's see. I know it's Mother's Day, but to me, every day is kind of like that. There's a little bit of that. It's pretty special. If you're wondering if I finished making my Mother's Day craft, I did. In fact, I was just realizing, oopsie, I gotta fix a little something here that I didn't do on it, and then I will show you. I forgot to bend those, so they stuck out a little bit. Anyway, I was just putting this on and realized I haven't hole punched it yet up here, but I've got it all done to put there and tie it with a bow. Once I hole punch it, there it is. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think I pass. I don't think I did too bad. I may not get an A+, but I think it still qualifies. It's a close A. I'm not the best with paper crafts and origami type things anymore, because these two still don't have feeling. Yes, it kind of makes even playing the piano a little difficult. But I do it. I keep trying, and I keep trying to compensate in different ways. You get creative when there's something you really love and want to do. You get creative. Well, that was me being creative. It's passable. I think it's quite passable. And I think my mother, I'll take a picture of it and then I will put it in a box with some other things for her, and I think she'll love it. After all, she's my mom. She's my travel buddy. I love going places with her. She's a blast. And Mom, if you're listening, I love you. Happy Mother's Day, dear. I want you to be thinking of where we can go next time when I come out, because I will plan to stay for a visit for as long as you like. And we can go do something. Doesn't matter what. I'd be happy if she wanted to take an overnight trip to the hot springs. Oh yeah, out in maybe Warner Hot Springs or something like that. There's a couple of places out there in the desert, the hot springs. It's fun to go to, and just sit in the natural hot springs. It's just wonderful. The one place I'm thinking is out by Calexico. Anyway, enough of that. Uh, I hope your Mother's Day is wonderful, and then I hope you're sleeping in. But if you're watching, you're not sleeping. So, for those of you who watch on the replay, I'm glad you got to sleep in. And if you're here, I'm glad you're up early to celebrate with me. That's wonderful. Thank you all for coming in. I do have a thing, lots of National Day news, I guess to call it, what National Day it is. And they all seem to center around, of course, it's a national day, it's Mother's Day. That's the big one today. But going along with that, if you're taking your mother out, it is also National Shrimp Day. So get that shrimp cocktail for her and help celebrate Mother's Day. Or order some shrimp scampi. Ooh. Oh, be still my stomach. It's too early for that. It's trying to say it's hungry, and it's just because I'm mentioning food. What a Pavlovian response, right? Let's see here. It is also, this goes right along with Mother's Day. As a gift to your mother, if you're a young listener, and you shouldn't be because this is for 18 and up. But in any case, if you're listening with a parent, I'm going to assume that it's National Clean Up Your Room Day. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at my sewing room right now going, yeah, like that's going to happen, right? Today, no, because I'm celebrating my Mother's Day. But, yeah, that would definitely that definitely pleased my mother any time of the year if I spent time cleaning up my room. It wasn't ever really that bad. It was, but as a teenager, I know it was sometimes a little difficult. I had books and papers and, oh, the clothes and the makeup and all that kind of good stuff that everything's experimenting in. But it was pretty good. Can't complain. Can't complain. Oh, yeah, let me type in here real quick. There we go. Should have thought of this begin with. Oh, there we go. Happy. Go pin this right there. And Mother's Day, everyone. Oh, get that hashtag out of there. Well, how did I hit that? I don't know. My hands do strange, especially my left one, does strange things when I try to use it. And return. And, oh, I'm not seeing everybody. I did not realize that. Nope, that's not the one I want. I need to go here to the that one. That's the one I want. Chat filter. All messages. There we go. Yay. And I can pin that so that anybody coming in, everybody will see it. Perfect. Now we're good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So where were we? Mother's Day, National Shrimp Day, and Clean Up Your Room Day. Go right along with that theme. Now we break away from that a little bit. I'm not sure I understand this, but apparently I'm assuming this is the state we're talking about because I'm looking at pictures on here, and one's a cruise ship, and you wouldn't have that in Washington, D.C., so it's National Washington Day. It's the state of Washington. They get a day. Now, I know you have to fill out a form to make this something these official and the national stuff, and then they just add you to the calendar. It's little silly stuff that they do in Congress. It's kind of fun. For them, I would imagine. It sounds like it might be kind of fun. But, Oh, also, good morning, lurkers. I see you there. I see some lurkers. That's wonderful. You can stay lurking. I totally understand. I get it. I get on a lot of stuff, and sometimes I forget to say hello. Uh, and and I just sit there and lurk, and I sit and sew. I'm just sitting and sewing, or I'm reading a pattern and trying to understand better if I'm gonna what kind of changes I want to make to it, because I have to make notes ahead of time so that I can get help with because I can't do the cutting, so everybody knows that. I don't need to talk about it. Anyway, there that is. But you know what? With all this good food and good eating you're going to have today, because it's Mother's Day, it's National Lipid Day. Watch those lipids. Watch those fat. And watch it's all that good stuff that you put in your body. Not all of it stays good. So, May 10th. Let's look at the birthdays and events. Well, it's still National Nurses Week, by the way. Oops. National Hospital Week. National Volunteer Host Family. Oh, I guess that's for foreign exchange students. Oh, we had our fair share. Good morning, Lisa. It's good to see you. Happy Mother's Day to you as well. And I was just going over the national days. Besides that being Mother's Day. Yeah, it's National Lipid Day. I mean, here they tell us it's National Mother's Day. Okay, it's Mother's Day and National Shrimp Day, so let's have that shrimp cocktail and shrimp scampi. Great day to have it on Mother's Day, right? And National Clean Up Your Room Day. That'll please your mom. Funny how those ended up on the same day, right? And then, of course, the state of Washington declared they've got a national day for themselves. But then they come and mention National Lipid Day. I'm like, what? That should be something you care about tomorrow, right? Not today. Yeah, seriously? Today? That should be tomorrow. Or better yet, save it for Father's Day. Don't let my husband hear that. Okay. Back. We'll go there in a second. And then I scrolled down, and of course, I think this is the last, is this the beginning or I thought National Nurses Week was last week. But anyway, it's still listed on today, ongoing national weeks. This started May 6th. Okay, so this will go to the 13th. That's fine. National Nurses Week, National Hospital Week, that starts today. National Volunteer Host Family. So, and we've had our fair share of exchange students over the year. And it's been a really great experience. If you've not ever done anything like that and are thinking about it, it's wonderful in many different ways. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's great. They immerse themselves in our culture here, and we just moved them into the family like one of the other kids. It's just like, okay, one more. It's all right. We won't know the difference. Actually, sometimes we didn't know the difference. But we had a wonderful time. In fact, it was so good that, and so positive for them as well as us, that their parents put their other child in the program and requested, well, they talked to us ahead of time if we would take him, and I absolutely bring him over. So when he was ready, he was automatically placed with us. And there are a couple of different organizations that do that. So it was lots of fun. You've got to be careful. Sometimes there are families that send their kids over here just to take the entrance exams for college, for foreign students coming to college in the U.S. So you got to be careful. Now, I didn't mind. They're welcome to do that. But when that's their focus, that's not why they're here. So you're here to learn the culture. And yeah, because we had one student, all he wanted us to do is, and he told us, I scheduled my test in Chicago or in Detroit or Indianapolis or whatever. And there was always these places that were like 4 hours away or more. I'm like, no, we're not taking you. I'm sorry. You just can't tell us, oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm taking an exam for college to get in the U.S. so I can go to college in the U.S. I'm like, no, not today. In fact, and that started when they first arrived. Like they arrived in like August, and by September they had another one scheduled in October and November because they weren't passing. And they're really not supposed to be taking them until the end of their experience. And some of them come for 6 months. Some of them come for a year. But either way, they're not really supposed to be taking those. In fact, a lot of the organizations, that's something they filled out in a questionnaire. Is that something they want to do? Because they help get them scheduled, and they help make sure they have transportation, or their host families know way ahead of time. So if we want to do it, we can. And we've taken them to those exams, and we've dropped them off and usually gone somewhere and filled up our time and came back and picked them up and went back home. But yeah, my experience, we've had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7, 6, 7. Basically, kind of almost like one for each kid every year. When they got there, but 6, I think. Oh, the other one was only half a year. That was 7. 7 was half a year. It wasn't a full year because they weren't getting along in the host family they had, so they moved him. But then again, he was stuck with us. I think he wished he'd stayed where he was. That was one kid. First thing he did, he came in, sat down on the couch and said, "Mom, I need a glass of water." I said, "Okay. Well, I showed you where the kitchen was. Aren't you going to get me a glass of water?" And I'm like, "Well, I showed you where the glasses are, and you can get fresh water." "Well, you going to make me do it?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, your legs aren't broken, are they?" "Well, no." I said, "Then get up and get it. I'm not your maid." And that was a shock to him. That was a serious, serious shock. Apparently, back in where he came from, he had someone do all of that for him. Like my older kids, I washed their laundry, and if I didn't have time, they didn't get it folded. They got it back nicely placed in their basket, so it wasn't wrinkly. But yeah, there's your basket. Please fold it and put it away. And they would do it without problems. Some of these people are looking at it and go, "But they're not folded." Uh-huh. I ran out of time today. I have all these other kids, and I got to do all these other things. And, yep. And I still work. I'm a teacher. So there you go. Yeah, well, anyway, let's go on with this. National Host Week. If you get the opportunity, you should try it. It's really good. It's still ongoing. All this month is National Mental Health Awareness. And it's Get Caught Reading Month. Woohoo! Gotta like that. Somebody catch me reading, please. Oh, here's a favorite of mine. It's Older Americans Month. All right, a month for me. Okay, and my husband. But there are also things that we observe globally. Right now, it is World Migratory Bird Day. May 10th is World Migratory Bird Day. So if you're a birder, otherwise known as a bird watcher, this is a day you will want to spend outside watching and counting your birds and writing them down on your sheet. Why do I know so much about this? My husband's a birder. So much so, I have a t-shirt for him that he got a couple of years ago for Christmas. And it says, well, it's got all kinds of different birds on it, and then in big letters it says, easily distracted by birds. And trust me, he is. We'll be sitting and just doing something in the living room or something. I'll be looking at maybe catching up on things online like emails or what. And he might be watching TV, and then all of a sudden you hear this. Oh, you can take a look. There's this. Oh, no, no, no. And I'm like, what? Like some kind of emergency's going on outside. In the back, I don't know, like a tree has fallen or the lake's on fire. I don't know. And I'm like, what? And he goes, it's an oriole, you know? And I'm like, what? We get those every year. Or it's on. Oh, there's a humming. They come back every year. Okay? To me, it's kind of like being from California. Okay, the swallows are back. Oh, whatever. That's really nice. I like birds. I like them. But you know what? When they do the same thing year after year, at least a month for older Americans, I resemble that. Yay. We can be the poster children for that, maybe, huh? The poster adults, the poster older adults. But yeah, National Bird Day. It's also World Lupus Day. And I guess lupus is represented by a lavender or purple ribbon. And I feel for those people. All right, we won't go into the Spotlight Day, but we will come back up. And they have, this must, I think I found one that Lori goes to here. Now, notable birthdays for May 10th, because she did that. She was looking at reading some of those, so I'm thinking this is Fred Astaire. Fred Astaire is heaven. Here's a term I didn't know until yesterday watching a baseball game. It was the Padres and the Cardinals. Pods won, by the way. Yay, go Padres. I think they won 6-4 or 4-2. 4-2. I'm sorry, 4-2. They won 4-2. But Heavenly Birthday. Yesterday, because the announcers went, yes, and we're celebrating. Tony Gwynn used to be a Padre, by the way. Tony Gwynn Jr. as well, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And Tony Gwynn was a big Padre, but so they would mention him, and he died apparently on May 9th some years ago, because they go, and we're wishing Tony Gwynn a happy heavenly birthday. And I'm like, what? We have heavenly birthdays, apparently. I did not know that. I had never heard that term before. Heavenly birthday. Oh, okay. Well, Fred Astaire, happy heavenly birthday. Fred Astaire was born in 1899. I remember watching him in Ginger Roger movies. And I think didn't he do one with Sid Charisse as well? I think, if I remember right. Yep, good for you. He was a singer and a marvelous dancer. Very smooth. Oh, and I don't know if anyone is up on producers. Like, the producer of Gone with the Wind was David O. Selznick. You may have recognized that name because, well, of the movie is so popular and so big. But David O. Selznick apparently is celebrating a happy heavenly birthday too. Yeah, Fred Astaire passed in 87. David O. Selznick in 65. Oh, and the Johnny was the Johnny Cash show. That's right. It was the Johnny Cash show that Mabel Carter was on. Maybelle Carter. Not Mabel. Maybelle. Maybelle Carter was on the Johnny Cash show. She was a singer. She's also celebrating a heavenly birthday. And this next one was Alexander Good. He was a Navy chaplain and rabbi who gave his life for soldiers to save soldiers during World War II, later named For Chaplains Day. Very interesting. And then they have the memorable events on this day in history. On this day in history, speaking of the Navy, the first Navy ship, which was called the United States, is launched in the U.S. Wow. And I don't know if you know this, but in 1872, Victoria Woodhull, not Hull, Victoria Woodhull becomes the first woman nominated for U.S. president. Back in 1872. Yeah, it's not who most people would think it would be, but it happened in 1872. On this day, she was nominated to run for the office of U.S. president. Doesn't say whether she accepted it or made it to the ballot, but she was nominated, the first woman nominated for U.S. president. And in 1775, we're going to back up in history a little bit here. The United States issues paper currency for the first time in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This occurred in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We issued paper currency for the first time. Woohoo! Wow. Going back again even further. This is getting closer to Jamestown, actually. Actually, it's a little past that. But in 1652, John Johnson, a free black, is granted 550 acres in Northampton, Virginia. Wow. I wonder if any of those 550 acres still remain in his family. Wow, that is something. And probably didn't happen again for a long time. Oh, here we go. 1877, President Hayes has the first telephone installed in the White House. 1877. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening on May 10th. Well, of course, May 10th isn't always Mother's Day. But 1908, Philadelphia becomes the first city to observe Mother's Day. Wow. Wowza. And then J. Edgar Hoover was appointed first director of the FBI in 1924. Oh, the kids will love this one. In 1962, Marvel Comics, yes, they published the first issue of The Incredible Hulk. Oh, I think I know about that one. I had brothers. And in 1969, U.S. troops began the attack on Hill 937, which became known as Hamburger Hill. And some of that might, if you're older like me, you know about that. If not, you're young, and you'll learn about it in history when you get there. And then in 2013, the One World Trade Center becomes the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere in 2013. Of course, that didn't stay lasting long. But yeah, some really special things happened on May 10th. And on this day in history and the national news going on. Oh, just move this where I can keep an eye on it. There. And why did that change? I don't know. I need to fix that back again. Okay, just let me know. Okay. There we go. Let's try this one more time. Got it. Okay. Oh. Good morning, Christina. Happy Mother's Day. It's good to see you. I really did not expect to see anybody this early in the morning, but I thought, why not? It's all good. And I do, Lisa's here, Christina's here, and there's a couple others lurking, which is fine. They might have just put it on and are dozing, trying to wake up and dozing in and out a little bit, which is really fine with me. In fact, the replay's good with me. Gotta love Team Replay, right? Any big plans this morning? Or today? And you go, anybody gonna get breakfast in bed? Oh, that was... Sometimes, you know, this stuff, this Go Juice tastes better than others. I don't know why. Hello, good morning, Soft Squares. Oh, you're heading to bed. That is crazy. Well, you've had a long day then. My goodness. And happy Mother's Day, by the way. You've had a very long day if you're just going to bed. Oh my goodness. I mean, because the time difference is like 2 hours. Wait a minute, mountain time from here, because Eastern, Central, yeah, 2 hours. Whoosh! What? Oh my goodness. Well, go get your sleep, sweetie. Yes, yes, 3:30. Well, bless you for coming in. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Oh my goodness. Okay, Christina, it is great when someone is early on. It's almost noon here. Oh yes, because Christina, you're across the pond a bit for us. Yeah, yeah. We've got about a 6 hour difference for Christina. Well, oh, thank you. I'm I'm thrilled that you're here. Wow, that's special to me. That is really special. We have special guest on today. Oh, that's great. Well, good night. Good night, Lynn. You have a great sleep. All right? Sleep restfully. Wake up restful and ready for Mother's Day. Maybe someone will have you can have breakfast or brunch or lunch in bed when you wake up. Something like that. Good night. Thanks for coming in. Ooh. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Well, if it's almost noon, you've done some celebrating, or are you going later? Are you going out to dinner? Did you go out for brunch? Did you have someone make you something? I'm asking Lisa and Christina. And whoever else is out there, if you're lurking, I'm asking you too. See, I'm watching my chat over here, but my camera's over there. Maybe if I swing it a little more this way. Oh no, I'm not using the camera here, I'm using that one up there. Let's swing this way more. No, let's not, because then you can see the mess that's behind me. No, that's still the same, doesn't matter. This is just this way. For me to see the screen. A little closer to, I don't know, maybe not. Good morning, Lori. Happy Mother's Day to you. You having fun camping? Are you getting ready to come back, or having an early morning breakfast, or what's going on there with you? Have you been lurking? You'll have to check. If you weren't lurking, you'll have to check earlier. I went over everything. You know, the one thing I didn't do is the name date. That's something you always do. I'm just holding your spot for you till Monday. I'm assuming you're coming back Monday, Lori, at 6 a.m. Let's see here. Name day today. Oh, it's Simon or Simona. Simona, Simon. Yeah. Name days can vary by region and calendar tradition. This is mostly going off a Greek Orthodox one, I guess, because it keeps telling me that. Here, let's look at this calendar and see what it says. Nameday.com. No, I'm not. No, I don't want to do all this search for people. Go away. What is up with all these ads? Today's name day, May 10th. Aniston. However you want to spell it. Aniston. Good morning, Sheila. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, that's right. Christina, yes, yours was last week, wasn't it? Oh, no, it's the last. Oh, wait, let me finish reading what you wrote. Nothing says is the last Sunday in May. Okay, yours is still coming up. Oh, maybe you get some plans from us here. Yeah. The lurker is me. I'm trying to go back to sleep. Well, good. You know what? I'll use my soft, soothing radio voice, and you can go back to sleep. And you can celebrate tomorrow. All right, Sheila. But as long as you want to stay awake with me, that's great. I appreciate it. You're a good friend, Sheila. But today's names are Aniston, however you'd like to spell it. It is also Calliope Day. Oh, I'm sorry. I read Calliope, that just goes... It is. It says Calliope. Okay, I didn't know that was a name. All right. Ryan, however you'd like to spell that, and let me tell you, there are a dozen ways here showing me. Ryan. Yahia. Or Yahia. Yeah, Yahia. Wow. And Simon. Simone. Those are your names for the day. My goodness. That is quite a bit. But tomorrow has some really good ones on it too. But we'll deal with that tomorrow with Lori. All right. Here we go. Let me catch up. Oh, we came back. Oh, you came back early. Oh, did you want to come on and do a live at 6:15, Lori? Good morning, Deb. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, we're creeping up towards 6 o'clock. I didn't realize that. Oh, and Lori, did you see the picture on the opening card for my live? The red, white, and blue? I sent you a picture of that in your email. Please take a look at it because I need your input. We can talk later. It doesn't have to be today. It's Mother's Day. But we can talk tomorrow maybe after you're live. Oh, okay. Good. Good. It's fine. All right. Wonderful. Then I'll just tell everybody, yes, we're going to be doing, if you saw the picture on there, the red, white, and blue quilt, that is a design that is taken, the inspiration, because you're not going to find the exact one in this book. But we all know Eleanor Burns is famous for her log cabin quilts and Quilt in a Day. Those were the log cabin. She did hundreds of log cabin variations in Quilt in a Day. That was her big thing, and we love her for that. Good morning, Joyce. And that was the inspiration for this quilt. And then what we did, so obviously you see the log cabins. We've got red and white and blue and white log cabins on there. Now if I can quickly find this. Of course I cannot. Quickly. Here it is. No, it's not. That's not it. There it is. The inspiration for the other, the star that the star with the wreath around it kind of thing that you see, this was the inspiration for it. It's called the Christmas star. So we've got this wreath around it. I don't want to show any too much. And then it's got the star in there, and it's got these extra little squares with like a flying goose with other triangles on them, like flying goose. We I took this green part out, so it's just the star with the wreath around it. Reason is, it's simplify it. We wanted to make this beginner friendly so that anybody could do it, whether you're just starting out or you're not just starting out, that you have, I don't know, more experienced skills. But, so we simplified it so that it's the whole quilt. The squares are either strips with the log cabin, which are one of the easier things to do, and then this wreathed, I'm just calling it a wreathed star because it's a star with a wreath around it, right? So, good morning, Brenda. Thank you for jumping in. Good to see you. And I think I said good morning, Joyce. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day, both of you. And so we have that. And everything's in that block is either you can have a cut square, or it's all half square triangles just rotated. So that makes it easier because those are probably the easiest things to put together are half square triangles and strips, right? So this will be in association with Quilts of Valor, with Pat Vicino with the Pins and Needles chapter. And you are welcome to join us in this so long as we make this. You do not have to make it red, white, and blue if it's you like other colors. Make it Christmassy looking. Don't make it anything you want, and it's yours. You can keep it. But if you choose to make it out of some red, white, and blue out of your stash, and you choose to just mail the top to Pins and Needles to Pat Vicino for the Quilt of Valor group, you'll get your name printed on a quilt on the back, so that, or it's on paper anyway, that's when it's presented, the person who receives the quilt, the vet, knows who made it. And all you have to do is the top. We have people in Pins and Needles that all they do is the quilting, because they'll put the backing on it. Pins and Needles will put the batting and the backing and quilt it up for you. We have another committee that does nothing but bind them. You know, like some people are piecers. Like we know Deb loves piecing. I like piecing too. But I'll mention Deb. And I know Deb loves piecing. And if she wanted to piece all day long, that's great. She can piece Quilt of Valors together all day long if that's what she wanted to do, and give them away, because we have people that do the quilting and the binding. Now, I know some of you out there are binders. You love binding. Oh, when you get done with your quilt, that's your favorite part, is the binding. Well, there are people like that in our group, so they do all the binding, and then it's done. So it's wonderful, and then it's given to a veteran, a deserving veteran, and it really makes their year, their day, their service worthwhile. It's amazing. You wouldn't think a quilt would make somebody's service worthwhile, but it does. They are just thrilled. Just thrilled. All right, let me catch up on this a little bit, because I meant... Well, thank you, Christina. And everybody's saying good morning. It is. It's a wonderful morning. It's going to be a blessed day. I just know it. I'm going to be seeing my youngest son and his wife. And his wife cooks like a gourmet chef. Oh, they're coming over with a quiche. They're going to bring it to me here. I don't have to get dressed up and go anywhere, because the place we wanted to go, we found out wasn't open on Sundays. Oops. Yeah, they're missing out on money. Because I wonder how many other people wanted to go to that place and then found out, oh, they're not open Sunday. Wow. That's a personal choice. That's great. I can respect that. But so instead, she's making a quiche and bringing it over, and whatever else. So my husband's going to go, after church, he's going to pick up a bottle of champagne and some orange juice so we can have mimosas. Yeah. So I'll be happy later. If I'm not happy now, I'll be happy later. Okay, I'm happy already. I woke up happy. I woke up. It's great. It's good. I kind of finished my Mother's Day project. I forgot to, I haven't, and I'll go back to this. It was at the very beginning, but I'll show it again as a reminder. I had this project to make. Now, there's my version. As I said earlier, okay, it's not a fail, but it's almost an A. All I have to do is, the hole puncher's not down here. Just got to hole punch it, run this through the ribbon, and then tie a bow. And then I'll take a picture of it, show it to my mom, and then I'll put it in a box where I've got some other little things I want to send her. And my mom sent me a special box. I haven't opened it yet, but I do know what's inside. Are pictures from days past, pictures from birthday parties. Most of them, I'm sure, are black and white, because I'm from that era. Probably those were the days. We've talked about that before on Lori's and Deb's channel. How did we survive without helmets and elbow and knee pads and seat belts? I'll never know. I mean, we will never know. Here we are. Because I remember riding in the back of the station wagon, looking out the back window. There weren't any seat belts. We just climbed over the seat to get back there. In fact, the first station wagon didn't even have the fold-up part where there was a seat in it. It was just like a glorified playpen, except for we were older and we weren't babies. But a lot of people I remember my mom's telling stories where, yeah, that's where you put the baby with some toys in the back. It was like a playpen while you drove around. They didn't have car seats. I remember by the time my younger brother was born, though, they had this thing that hooked over the seat, and he sat in it. Like one of those Johnny jump up kind of things, but instead of being on a spring, you hooked it over thing. Now it didn't move up and down, but it had like the seating, the canvas seating. So you in there and you weighted it down. Boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, my husband told me that's what they did because they had a sedan and that shelf behind the back seat. He said he would just lay up there and look at the stars when they traveled at night, or would look at the clouds. And what my kids would always do is I taught him to look for. We'd lay down and look at cloud creatures, and he'd look for shapes up there and stuff like that, and the weather, how it rolled in, and all that. And, wow, yeah. How did we survive? Oh my gosh. Today, if they saw parents letting their kids do that, they'd arrest them. Our parents, oh my goodness, they were jail. They broke the law. Well, it wasn't a law back then. You could do that. It was perfectly fine. It was normal. Oh, I didn't mention it. Brenda, your daughter took you to brunch yesterday. How special. That was really nice. Ah, that is so sweet. I remember sitting in Mom's lap. Yes, we'd sit in our parents' lap if we were kind of rambunctious, or if we would sit still, we'd do that. But they didn't even have seat belts. There were no seat belts. I remember our second station wagon had the seat, instead of it being open, where a kid could go to sleep, or like a playpen or anything. There was another seat that folded up. You picked it up, folded up, but it faced out the back window. It was facing that way. So we could sit and face out there. Still, no seat belts. Then the station wagon after that, the seats folded and faced each other. And the back, like the window was there, and these faced each other. So you could sit and talk with someone. And again, still no seat belts. We rode our bikes, no helmets, no pads. We rode on skateboards, no helmets, no pads. Crazy. That's just crazy talk now, isn't it? I wouldn't send my kid on a bike without putting a helmet and pads on him. I was afraid of getting a lecture from the local constabulary. Yeah. Joyce is telling us, when I was little, that was the only place I had to sit there were 6 of us kids. Yeah. Yeah, you had to sit on someone's lap. I had to do that many times. Crazy stuff. Oh, yeah, we could walk. Thank you for that reminder, Joyce. We would go barefoot. Oh, shockers. We would go barefoot everywhere. Uh, in fact, because we were near the ocean, we would go barefoot at the beach. And nowadays, I wouldn't let my kids go barefoot at the beach unless they were going in the water. Yeah, you can take your shoes off if you're going in the water. When you come back in, take that same path. People do horrible things, like leave hot coals in the sand, don't bury them deep enough, or they take them out of the pit. And why? They provide fire pits, keep them there. Or they stick worse things, needles or pins or whatever sharp object that kids can run and step on. Crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah. Well, I let my kids go barefoot once in a while in the back 40 here, where the grass is really lush. Oh, even in the front, but most times they would come in and want to put their shoes on because they'd be running into some of the rocky stuff, and that didn't feel too good. But yeah, we went everywhere barefoot. You could even run in a grocery store and be barefoot. Nobody cared. Now it's a health problem. Oh, well. Yep, I remember going to the dime store where you could get things anywhere from a penny up to a dime. Yep. You could pick up. Yep, and they even had some like smaller sewing things in there and embroidery and some of their fabrics. Boy. Walking down memory lane here. Whew. Oh, yeah. Lori, did you get back to me? Should I look for that? Were you planning on coming on at 6:15? Morning glory, Lori. Let me know. It's just because it says 7. If you were planning on coming on. Oh, nope. Okay. You want me to keep rolling? Rolling. Gosh. Oh, that was from Rawhide. Do you remember Rawhide? Of course, some of you on here I don't know. Anybody remember black and white TV? Oh, heavens. The only thing in living color was real life. Anything on the TV was black and white. My romper room was in black and white. There's a shout out to Deb. Everything was black and white. Rawhide, remember Rawhide? That Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood, oh my. Oh, and he was Rowdy Gaines. Rowdy Gaines was his character. I remember Rawhide. Woo, yeah. And no remote. You got that right, Joyce. No remote. You had to get up and turn the knob on that TV. Or you had the rabbit ear antennas and you shifted those around to get another channel. Or to tune that one in better. Oh my goodness. How spoiled are we now? And the screen on those first TVs wasn't even any bigger than a laptop screen. If you round the edges a little bit, some of them, oh my gosh. Yeah, you didn't have channel choices. Not really. Some of us were lucky to get one channel. And if you lived in a larger area, a city type wise, you might have two or three channels to choose from. And I remember at a certain point, that screen that would come on that like had the profile of the Indian with the headdress on, uh, the weather report would come on. You wouldn't see anything except that screen, and the local weather report would come on. They'd be talking, and that screen would be showing, and it gave reports for the farmers and whatnot. Because believe it or not, there were still farmers out in San Diego. It would give that report. Oh my goodness. And then when the channels were done broadcasting, there'd be a picture of an American flag and they'd play the national anthem. No kidding. I'm trying to remember if they did that in the morning too. And then everything would just go blank, black, little kind of fuzzy looking screen. Yeah, sound effects. There weren't any. I just made that up, the sound effect part. But it would have that blank, buzzy screen look. Flickery thing. You were lucky if the picture stayed, if there was a picture still there. But yeah. Wow. But we'd sit and stare at those blank screens because we thought that was cool. Sometimes they'd leave a picture of the American flag up, or they'd have that. Most of the time it was that with the lines and the going each horizontal and vertical lines, and then the profile of the Indian with the headdress on. It was just his face. It was just his face. Goodness. Oh my goodness. I remember watching The Wonderful World of Disney in black and white. Color came out shortly after Disneyland opened. A few years after Disneyland actually opened, and they were doing that because that was on TV. That was broadcast when Disneyland opened. And I remember when that came out, the wonderful in living, because like the wonderful in living color was the big thing. And when my grandparents, when color televisions came out, God bless them, they were so wonderful. They were not going to have their grandchildren not be able to watch color television. Because after all, the real world was in color. We should not have our minds with this black and white. We need to see what real life, in real life colors. So because my parents weren't going to buy one, they were expensive. Who could afford a color television? Well, someone without parents and a little money, I guess. But they bought us a color television. And at first, my parents didn't want us to watch, wouldn't let us watch it. They covered it up and stuck the other one on top until my grandparents came over and saw that. My grandfather said, take that down now. And they did. That was so cute. That was cute. Oh, my goodness. Oh, but I digressed some here, didn't I? Oh, wow. Went around in circles. You know what? I do that. It's morning. Catching up on my caffeine here. Oh, how wonderful. But anyway, back to my cover picture. How did we come back to that? Because it's in color and I'm thinking about it and it's in color. Yes, please join us, Lori and I, as we do this venture together with the quilt. Yes, I'm back to the front, the quilt of valor. Take a good laugh. Squirrel? Okay. The squirrels are running in my brain right now. Okay, we are going to do that together. We will be doing it from Lori's channel. Lori, you can argue with me all you want, but we're doing it from your channel. I've put it out there. Now you have to. We will collaborate so you'll be able to watch it from mine as well after the live is over. But live, we're going to do it from Lori's channel. And we hope you join us. We're getting it prepared for mid-June, so you have a month to gather fabric together. I'll be posting the fabric requirements soon, so you can search your stash for it. If you have the book, the fabric requirements are also in here. We're doing 12.5, well, finished 12-inch blocks. So if you have the book, you can kind of look it up in there. And if you look at the Christmas star, that's the one I modified. So the requirements will be very similar. Let's say if you get an extra eighth for the background, you'll be fine for that one. So good morning, Rita. Happy Mother's Day. So then that will be good. So plan on that. Plan on that. And then we'll have some fun times and make some great memories. And those of you that want to participate with the Quilt of Valor can ship your top to Pat Vecino, and we'll have all that information for you, because Pat will be on with us as well. She will be doing that. And anything else I need to say? I forgot to look to see who was on later today. I know some people are on. People in the chat, if you know, please remind me. Yeah, Lori came back early from camping. Oh, Katie, the Greenland quilter. She's on today. That is right. I don't know that she's, I might be able to look on here to see who's on. I know Leanna said she wasn't going to come on this weekend, but I didn't check to see if she changed her mind about coming in today. Oh, what am I thinking? It's Sunday. Deb is on at 7. Is she coming on on Mother's Day? I don't know. This is... let me look. Let's look at her channel. It's Sunday. Live. I'm looking for the 10th. There it is. She's scheduled at 7:15. Deb is coming on at 7:15. There you go. And then Katie, let me go back to her channel. There she is. She is coming on she doesn't have anything pre-scheduled, but I do remember her saying something about being on live. Unless she's still, that says 3, nope. Doesn't look like she's on now. Nope, she's not. But does she fill it under here maybe? Premieres. Oh, today, here it is. It's under podcasts. Upcoming lives and premieres. Okay, there we go. She does have one today, and I cannot see the time on there. Oh no, it's updated today. Oh, what is this? I'm going to have to look into it. I'm confused. It is a podcast. Nope. Doesn't. No, it's just updated. She did something and changed something, but that's cool. I don't know. One unavailable video is okay. No. But I thought I heard her say that she was doing something today. So. Okay, it must be coming on this afternoon or later this morning, but Deb is gone at 7:15. Deb is on at 7:15. It's Sunday. Good thing I remembered it's Sunday. It's Mother's Day, but Sunday wasn't sinking in apparently. Oh. I do see here on Reddit someone wanted to name their kid Anakin Skywalker. Wow. Okay. Whatever their last name is. Woo! That's a mouthful. That's a connotation I wouldn't want to give my kid. Yeah, Darth Vader there, huh? Whoa. Anyway. Of course you are, Deb. I'm excited. I always get excited. I love Sundays. Yep. Well, I have got a project. I've been doing my little stitches. I got this far with my stitches. I made 2 of these. And then my other one, oh no, it's right here. But I don't think it involves cutting this into, it involves subcutting this into triangles. And then I was able to incorporate these extras on it. But I'm trying to make sure that it's the same size so I can connect them somehow. And I thought I had that squared out, but I don't know now that I'm thinking about it. I think the sizes were not the same. But I do have my Oops kit that I can use instead of throwing that into my stash and make something to keep going and make another little something. I don't know. We shall see. That is definitely possibilities, lots of good possibilities there. Oh, yeah. Those are the colors, the fabrics left over from Cotton Cuts Under the Sea. That's the Triton colorway. Triton colorway. I thought they were different. They're batiks, and they do look really, I like them together. And you know what I realized? I like orange in a quilt. If someone were to ask me before today, or before making this quilt, that last quilt, what color do I not use or have in my stash very much of? I'd have said orange. I went looking, my project I'm working on now is a panel project with soft squares. And I'm putting this project together, and I was looking to add some green. I went to my stash, and I couldn't really find any colors of green. And fabric-wise, I could find Christmas greens, greens that had gold stuff on it, or they had holly berries and what. I had lots of greens, but they weren't just plain green, and they weren't non-batiks. I had greens and batiks, but I didn't want to really mix fabrics with this because it was just if I showed you a picture of it, which is I can't because I hadn't taken a picture of it, and right now it's sitting upstairs in my morning room waiting for the natural daylight to come in to see if the purple, the red, and the black that I chose to border it with will look okay. It's the right shade of purple, that I know. The right shade of black, that I know. That's the red. Is it too bright? Is it too much? Is it too deep? Is it too something? Um, so I'm just checking that out. And we'll see. But I wanted to use green instead of the black. Was it? But the black looks so good anyway. But anyway, I digress. Again, squirrel. Okay, so look for Katie later on. We'll see Deb at 7:15. I'm reading this down here. Well, Rita, you missed it because we went over the coffee stuff. Of course, I went over it an hour earlier. I started at 5. But you missed some good ones. You can go back and hear it on the replay, Rita. I get all the special national days, national months, national weeks, and on this day in history, and famous events and birthdays on this day. You gotta go back and watch that again. Yep, it's early where you are, so you have time to do that. Oh, yeah. Because let me see, you're on Mountain Time, so that's... No, yes? Mountain Time is... Well, Central Time is 1 hour. Mountain Time is 2 hours difference. Pacific Time is 3 hours difference. So, yeah. Oops, why did that happen? There we go. Yeah, but yeah, you'll pick it up there. And you can do that at leisure. If you need to take a nap first and then do it, that's fine. Oh, I was surprised I didn't have to take a nap. My husband was going, "Are you going to take a nap?" And I'm like, "Nope," because he goes, "Well, you got up so early." I'm like, he doesn't realize I get up at that same time every day. Oh, heavens. He goes, "Well, you never wake me up." I said, "I know. I never wake you up. It's all right. Go back to sleep." Yeah. Oh, that's right, because you're in, because, yeah, Arizona's in Mountain Time, if I'm not mistaken. But you don't change time with the rest of the states in Mountain Time. So you end up being on Pacific Time for part of the year. Because I have one of my best friends from high school lives in Phoenix area, I should say. Uh, and I used to have that trouble with her, when I was in California, whether she was an hour ahead of me or on the same time. And half the year was one thing, half the year was another, and I give up. I give up. But yeah, your time. No, yeah, your time does not change, but because everybody else does, that changes the difference for us, not for you. Yeah, which is what I wish they would do. Why don't they? I am not in favor of this business of spring forward, fall behind. My thing is, you know what? Give us that fall behind, give us that hour back, and don't ever change it again. You hear that, Congress? I don't know, whoever makes the rules on this, I don't know. That's me. Give me my hour back, and then don't ever touch it again. I'd be good with that. Honestly, as a second choice, if they want to stick with the time we've got now, stay with it. Don't ever touch it again. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Messing with time, messing with nature. They're messing with nature. in our biological um, rhythms here. Stop it. Stop it, I say. Well, it's all good for somebody. Look on the bright side. It's good for somebody. Not sure who. Oh, you're in southeast of Phoenix. Let me see. Where is Shar? Oh, if I look at a map on Phoenix, can I pinpoint where she is? I can't even picture the map of Phoenix right now. I can't even picture Phoenix on the map of just Arizona. I know it's down in that. I want to say she's in the south of. She's south of Phoenix. I. If it's east or west, I cannot tell you right now, Rita. But that's interesting. Next time I go see her, I'll have to look you up. Oh, Coolidge. Calvin, we can thank Calvin Coolidge for this business. Yeah, it's probably very true. That would be about the right time in history that all of this was done. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, no, that was one. Oh, I thought it was before this. 1918. Woodrow Wilson signed the act creating the first U.S. daylight savings time. Huh. However, in 1942, F.D. Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, implemented year-round wartime during World War II. Then, in 1966, Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Uniform Time Act, which began the standardization of daylight savings time across the U.S. I did not know that. And then George W. Bush in 2005 signed the Energy Policy Act of 2005, which currently sets the dates for daylight savings time, starting earlier in March and ending later in November. But we didn't stop there, because in 1974, Gerald Ford signed the Emergency Daylight Savings Time Energy Conservation Act of 1973, establishing year-round daylight savings time during the energy crisis. Whoa-zee. So Richard Nixon signed the law creating year-round daylight savings time in 74, but the most lasting recent change was made by George W. Bush in 2007. Wow. Okay, I did not read this in date order. I'm sorry, because that's the way they listed. They stuck this in the middle. So the most recent one was George Bush. And I thought it did go back. I thought it was Coolidge. Ugh. Let me write that in. Coolidge, daylight savings. DST. Run that one and see what... Oh, wrong place. Ask anything. That's the wrong one. Okay, right there. Daylight savings. Put Coolidge in. Thought he had something to do with it. Oh, you're in Coolidge, Arizona? You do not observe daylight savings time and remains on Mountain Standard Time year-round. instead of Mountain Daylight Time. So yeah, you are in there. The city does not change its clocks, meaning there are no spring forward or fallback adjustments in March or November. All right, you meant the town. Yeah, Coolidge. Yeah, I get it now. I'm catching on. I still have more caffeine to drink. Give me a moment. Blame it on the lack of caffeine. Right. Arizona opts out to reduce energy consumption for air conditioning. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Note that this applies to Coolidge at other places. Okay. So all of Arizona. Well, that makes sense because of the heat there, and because it can get pretty bad. I mean, it can freeze. No kidding. You can hit freezing at night in Arizona, in southern Arizona. We're talking the desert area. You can hit freezing at night, and then be up in the 90s and hundreds during the day. It's crazy. It's crazy. You think you might be out camping in the desert during the summer or something like that, or the spring, and you could actually be freezing at night if you're not careful. So if you're a camper or backpacker, you better be prepared. Have that wool sweater in your backpack. So, yeah, so Wilson started it. We can blame President Wilson, and then we can blame President Bush for keeping it going. He was the last one to make any change to it that we're dealing with now. But it's all right. We'll survive. It'll all be good. There was something else I was talking about. I don't remember what it was. Must have been a lie, because I can't remember. Those are the things I usually can't. Way down in the middle of nowhere. Yes, they want us to turn off the AC between 4 and 7. Yeah, kind of like when you need it the most because the sun's been beating on it the heaviest, right? And it's all built up in there. Oof. Yep. It was 104 yesterday, supposed to get up to 108. See, that's my kind of weather. I like being heated to the bone, right? You know? Warm me up. I'm yeah. I'm like, oh, turn your oven on and open it up and have a picnic, right? I love that the heat out there. In fact, it doesn't get too much different in San Diego, except we do get the ocean breeze. But my favorite place was out in the desert. Go out to the Mojave and go camping. Spend a week out there in the desert camping. It's so much fun. Go out to Joshua Tree. Yep. Your air conditioning broke last year, and the landlord refused to fix it. So it's, oh my gosh, how can they refuse to fix it in Arizona? I think that's criminal. Oh my goodness, Rita. That is not good. No, because it's one thing to be in the heat, but it's when you're in your house, it's not like your house is like an oven and almost can amplify it some because of the heat coming through the windows. Even though everybody in Arizona has the shields over the windows and everything, it's some of it does get through. It can still heat up. I'd report him. Oh, but wait, you don't want to get. I don't know how touchy that is. Oh my goodness. It would be a civil case. You have. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you have some decent fans. Or a window air conditioner that you can put in. Wow. Because you do need to cool off. I mean, 108, you can survive, or 104 even. It's just, but the thing is, when you're not doing, you're sitting in a box that's just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, really, in a house. Unless you can have fan or air conditioning to help cool that air around you down. Because your own body heat will add to it too. Wow. Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, wow. Fans are your only option. And fans are, I know, you think fans are just moving the hot air around, but that helps. Not a lot, but it helps. Uh, it can actually, it won't bring it down like from 108 to 78 or anything like that, but it can bring it down a little bit. Yeah. We have fans all over the house and frozen, yes, frozen bottles of water behind it so that it's blowing that cold air. Yep. Oh. Yeah, and it will get to 120 plus out there, folks. Absolutely. She is not kidding you. And we do the same things. I remember having fans and the frozen bottles of water. And then when the bottles became unfrozen, we'd drink them and it would be nice cold water. And that's the other way you cool your body down. Drink plenty of water. Oh, and yes, putting towels in the fridge. I made a lot of those neck things where you put the beads in them that freeze and you put it around. I made a lot of those in the day. Yeah, frozen towels work great. You get them wet, you roll them up, stick them in the freezer, and then just kind of snap them, and you can put them around your neck and help keep your body temperature down. Because that's the important part right there, is you need to keep your body temperature cool. Cooler. You don't want it rising to 108. You want to keep it down in the 90s, preferably around 98.5 or 6, somewhere in there. You know, when you take your temperature, what normal is, that's where you want to keep it. Or a little cooler, won't hurt. Jiminy crickets. You drink a lot of infused water. Oh, those are special. You have cooling towels, actual cooling towels. Wow, nice. They will keep that cool longer than a regular towel. The others get wet and soggy and warm. Oh, good times coming. Good times coming, Rita. Mm. Oh, my goodness. Now, there was something else I had going on here I was going to show. Yeah, well. I'm not remembering at the moment. Oh, I have been working by doing a lot of getting back with jerseys. Because I can. What am I saying? Cut the interfacing. Thank you. It came to me. Been using fusible interfacing so I can iron the interfacing on the backs of jerseys, and then getting them squared up with my husband's help. And I've been able to. There we go. See, wouldn't you know, we're the Fighting Magi. Of course, magician type. See, it's just been fusing to the back with my little iron in my right hand, being able to press nicely on it. That's our symbol. and just leaving room for the 1/4 inch seam, or in the case of these t-shirts it might be a little more, so that they're nice and stiff. They aren't like jerseys. And we've got numbers that we're getting on there, small numbers. There's small ones. Where's one of their big jerseys? Here we go. Oh no, that's a little small. There we go. Whoops. Ta-da! It's pretty stiff, but it's all ready to get sewn together. Actually, it's got to get laid out and sashed. We got red, we got black, white jerseys, red blue jerseys, black jerseys, all kinds of numbers and stuff that we've got to put together. And so I'm starting to do a little bit more that way. Yeah, instead of a t-shirt quilt, it's going to be a jersey quilt made of different jerseys. Those are football jerseys. I have a bucket full of basketball jerseys, and I have girls basketball jerseys, and there's another bucket of stuff from the school. But yeah, I put them together and then they can auction them off. Oh, so you run a little cooler than the rest of us, Rita. That's good. That's not a bad thing. Especially out there. That fusible interfacing, at least for me, sticks to iron and seems to stick to the sewing, which is why I was afraid of that. So there is starch on these jerseys as well, and then there's that fusible right there to keep it, because that starch is going to wash out. I just need it to be stiff while I put them together until I get the sashing on. And then once the sashing, no, I don't try to sew through that sticky interfacing, because I did have to use really sticky stuff on the jerseys because they're so flimsy and they have the little holes in them. Let's see if I can, well, this you can see it really well. So you can see it has those little holes in the jersey. So it is starched and ironed and then fused with extra sticky, heavy fusible, because I know that's going to wash out eventually as well, but it just needs to hang on until I get it put in a quilt and quilted, right? Good morning, Giovanna. Good morning, Nikki. Both of you, happy Mother's Day. And good morning, Joe. Happy Mother's Day. But yeah, and it sticks to the needle, so that's, I leave that 1/4 inch open to sew with. And I get that once I get the sashing on, it's fine. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then when I put the blocks together and get it quilted, who cares after that? It works. It's just fine. You do put a little more quilting in it because it is kind of flimsy, but they end up being really nice. So all's good. Oh, my stomach's growling. Oh, it's only 6:40. What's going on with that? All right, Matt, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the good mornings here. Nikki, good morning. Did I say good morning, Nikki? Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see here. No, I do not raw edge applique. Most of the stuff gets sewn directly together and then sashed or individually sashed and put together in the quilt. Anything that's on the jersey that looks like it was embroidered or appliqued was already there. It's part of their jersey. Yes. Okay, you got that. Good morning. Good morning. It's Nikki and Giovanna. Again, I'm reading through this, and Joe. Everybody saying good morning and happy Mother's Day. This is so cool. Rita, I do a project, but do not use any type of fusible interfacing of any kind. Okay. Have you? I, um, I don't know. I think I have to do it this way because of the holes, and it's so light and flimsy. Because these are football jerseys and basketball jerseys, and unlike a T-shirt where you need it maybe to keep it from stretching while you work with it, these won't really stretch that much, but they do slip and slide because they are very slippery, silky, kind of satiny. They have satin finishes on it, so it does make it a little more challenging. But not, I mean, nothing that we can't handle. I mean, you just, that's how I deal with it. That's, yeah, jersey. It's a that's how they got their names. You're right, Giovanna. They are jerseys. It's because the fabric is jersey, and it's slippery to work with. Um, yeah, freezer paper helps, but I found just starching it, a light starch. I don't heavily starch it, just a nice light starch, and then I just do I put some interfacing on it to keep the body of it well, and I just don't get it where I would stitch the sashing. I don't know if you were able to see it. Oh, let's see. I'll pull a smaller one up. There we go. Here, this is on. Okay, so it's got a light. This has got a light. The jersey itself has a light. You can see it's got holes. Oh, maybe you can't on this one. I can see the light coming through the hole. No, there you can see the holes a little better. You're further away. But as you can see, where the sashing would go, where the seam line is, I don't have to go through the sticky or any heavy part of any stitching or anything. It just, now here's one that is stretchy material. And this was on a jersey, this was on a sleeve, and this one is stretchy. This one does not breathe very well. I don't think they like these uniforms because I got a ton of those. But it'll get sashed in either red, white, or black, and then they'll get put together. Some things might get sewn together and then sashed if they fit. What am I missing here? They're polyester, and I think they are kind of a jersey-like material. And like I said, they have holes. Where's one I can show the holes really good? Most of them have holes punched through them because they need to breathe. Because they are football or basketball jerseys. That one's a football jersey. Oh, yeah, they would make good rugs. I can see that. I can see that. And I would use freezer paper for smaller projects on with this, but that's a lot of freezer paper. Otherwise, when you see the buckets that I have to do, those great big huge storage buckets, I have maybe 2 or 3 of those with football in it, and another 2 with basketball jerseys. For the boys, another one for the girls, and volleyball for the girls. I have volleyball stuff. And I have one for the girls, the volleyball. They want the mixture of their special team t-shirts that they would wear as well as their, well, most of the volleyball, when I think about it, I should open up. I think most of their stuff anyway is like t-shirt material. Even the ones that they wore They're uniforms. Basketball is different. That's real silky or satiny jersey type stuff. And let me, what am I missing? Is it like a netting jersey? Kind of. That's closer to it, Giovanna. I used strips of paper instead of interfacing when I sewed jersey, when I did garments. Yes, garment sewing, I wouldn't be putting interfacing on, but I need it to last a little longer so that even when it's on the long arm, that I can get a better finish on it. And it'll be a while before it gets on the long arm because of me not being able to load it unless I have someone here to help me. And my son's we're gonna work that out, how he can help me do that. That's something we're gonna work on this weekend when he's here today later. Okay, Joyce, just regular paper. No, okay. Yeah, unprinted newspaper works really good. It's just harder to find. Newsprint paper is hard to find. Ugh. Even with the print on it, it's hard to find. But yeah, you don't want it with the print on it because the ink wears off or rubs off on it. To get my peg loom back out and video. Yes, I would like to see that, Rita. I'd like to see you, how that's done, making rugs on a peg loom. I've never seen that. I'll bet it's heavy. No, I do not have a serger, Giovanna. I have been looking at a serger, and I came this close to pulling the trigger on a serger, but I just decided it was too expensive for a serger. Even though it had self-threading, it would thread the needle all by itself on 4 spools. I don't know. I just decided I needed to do a little more research to see if it was really worth all that expense. I didn't, you know, but I know everything just keeps going up in price. So I don't know. I do need to get one. Glue stick and paper could help. Oh, this stuff I'm doing right now works just great. A glue stick would take more time. Because that stuff I can almost rip, put it down, put the iron on it, boom, it's done. I don't have to go through glue sticks. And I could put my needle through it. It's not that I can't, it's just that I kind of just don't want to, just to be safe. Yeah, I live too far away. If I was in San Diego, I could go down to the local newspaper and do that, but I'm out in Booneyville and 100 miles from anything. It seems like it sometimes. Almost 100 miles from everything. The serger is a must. Well, yeah, not all these stretch though. Yeah, but with stretch fabric, I would definitely. I did use a friend's serger one time when a garment sewing and had stretch stuff to do for a dance costume for some kids. Yeah, they give it away. I could go down there and pick up anything I needed, but I'm not close to one, and the money and time I'd spend now with gas and time, it's just not worth that right now. Now, if I was in San Diego, yeah, I would absolutely do it in a heartbeat. Anybody, if you're close to one, that's a great place to get papers, is your local newspaper, because they will practically give it away to you. It is one I made from 2x4s and a little tiny. You made wow, you made the peg loom. Wow, okay. You have 2. Try second hand. You have 2. I gotta go back and figure out. Oh, you have 2 sergers. Yeah, I'm looking at the marketplaces and resales for a serger right now, because I just don't know if I want to spend the thousands of dollars they want for new ones that do fancy things. Really. I got to ask myself that. But as I get older, let me tell you that self-threading is sounding better and better. Uh, so, well, you have several peg looms. Oh, it'd be fun to see you do it. I'd like to see even a little rug made, or maybe I don't know what you can do all kinds of things on peg looms if I remember. Um, that would be fun to see. Oh, that would be fun. Uh, the ends of rolls that they throw away is a good source. Yes, it is. In fact, we used to have one not far from us. We had a paper factory that was not far from us because this is where I would get my Girl Scouts and Cub Scout supplies, and school supplies, a lot of them. There was a paper mill about 15, 20 miles away, and they would put all the stuff they weren't used, they'd stick it outside the building underneath this little area. They had an eaves thing that hung over. And they had this bin out there. They would stick these extra rolls of stuff they weren't using that they were going to throw out if nobody picked up by the end of the month or something like that. It was they emptied it at certain times, and I would go there and pick up all kinds of cool paper, shiny paper with reflection things on, little rolls of it that we'd use and cut out shapes on, and big rolls of paper, big rolls that we could use at school to make posters. But it wasn't poster board. It was paper where they would design and hang up on walls and cover the walls with. Yeah, and we'd use it on our float making. Put these big long, because they were the right size, they were banner size, and these big long rolls of paper that we could put around the tractor beds and for floats and paint them up, and oh gosh, yes, it was great. I would go, but they closed. They closed. Yes, holographic. Thank you, Giovanna. That was the word. The sparkly, shiny stuff on it. The holographic. Yeah, it was the rolls about this wide, and it was on a roll about this big. And I still have some, I think, upstairs from when the Girl Scouts used it. And I would go get it. It was free. Just pick it up, put it in your car, drive away. They didn't care. Wow. Yep. They closed. They're not there anymore. It's some other business. Oh my goodness. Oh, Giovanna has a peg loom too. Do you still use it? Okay, then, Rita, then I have a full-sized hula hoop I made round rugs on. It's not so heavy. Huh. But it's big. That's a great idea, to use a hula hoop and turn it into a loom to make round rugs on. That's genius. I like that. I like that. Oh my goodness. That is a great idea. That's so wonderful. That is wonderful. Would be to the brim of paper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my husband put a stop to that for me, Giovanna. He said, you have enough. I had so much, even after they closed, I was still giving away paper to teachers. I think I'm down to the ends of my last rolls anyway, and I've just kind of kept. I probably will just get rid of that. Actually, no, I'll probably bring it down here now. That's right, because I can use it down here. Use that paper, and it's like the paper I get from. Oh, I moved it. Jo knows. Jo knows the paper. She's seen it. And any of you who've gotten anything from Missouri Star have seen that brown paper. They usually wad up in there to fill the boxes. This last time it was neatly, gracefully, flop folded in it. And so I went, ooh, I don't have to iron this paper. I can use it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The main one I use is 5 by 8 feet and is very, yeah, I would think. 5 by 8 feet. Oh my word. That's huge. I'll bet it's heavy. Giovanna is telling me she hasn't used that loom for a while. She showed it to Terry when she was making hers. Oh, Terry made one. So Terry made a loom. Okay. Now, all you clever people making these things. Okay. Yeah, I've been donating them to schools. Well, I don't donate it to the school. I give it to directly to the teacher. I donate it directly to the teacher. Because you can't trust the schools. Well, you can. But there are times where people, they get it and they just put it in the back room and then they forget about it. And then it sits there and boom. It's gone. It's gone forever. It's gone out of their minds. And it just sits back there until somebody discovers it again. Years later. Now I give it directly to the teacher and make sure they can use, because teachers will use it right away. You give them stuff, they'll use it. With the brown paper, I have made faux leather. Really? You can make faux leather out of paper? I've not seen that. I've not seen it. I've not done it. So I've definitely not seen it. That'd be nice. Oh, I wonder what the process is on that. I'd like to see that now, too. Put that on my list. Those little nails bite the toes if you are not careful. And it rots? Yes. Paper does rot. Oh, and Giovanna just used bigger nails so that it didn't have to bite her hands or toes. Wow, okay. Yeah, rotting paper is no good. Those little mites like to eat at it and stuff. Hand cream, yeah. Get that hand cream on. Oh. Well, yep, sometimes you want the little nails, huh? I get it. You like little nails better than bigger ones, or you like bigger ones better than little ones. It's personal choice there, I guess. Yeah, all good, right? The end result is what you're looking for. Whatever works for you, you do it, right? We all have different ways of doing things. As long as they work for you, go for it. Go for it. Then she has a peglum that's 2x4. Well, that's a little easier to move around. They're long wood dowels. Okay. Yeah, you drill a hole and stick them in. Okay. That's a different type. You're right. That's pretty cool. Oh, what's this? What's this? Do tell, do tell. If you go on to the University YouTube, which I am on frequently, and look for faux leather, you'll find, oh, there's tutorials on it. Okay. Wow. I would like to see that. I will absolutely do that because I think that'd be cool to see. Don't know if I'd want to do it until looking at it. I may change my mind once I see the tutorial and just admire those that do it. Which is okay too. Because I can use my brown paper for other things. But I think that'd be interesting. If it's not too difficult, I might try it. That one you put against the walls and have to have a table in front of it. Oh, okay. Trying to imagine that. This is a loom that you have to put. I'm assuming you're still talking about the loom, Rita. The one that you put up against the wall and you have a table in front of. Okay. 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 I need to check out these looms. I have a ton of yarn that was my sister's that I need to do something with. Yeah, I inherited a lot of yarn from my mother-in-law that I've been able to give to our art teacher up at the high school for art projects where she has them draw pictures with yarn instead of paints. They use the yarn. Like if they wanted to paint a sky with clouds, they'd have little pieces of blue yarn and white yarn up there, and they're painting with the yarn. Using the yarn is, yeah. Anyway, I need to check out these looms. I have a ton of, okay, you need to do something with, yeah. And I still have some. Maybe I should check those out too. So I have made a bead loom with toothpicks and a shoebox. Yes, I have seen bead looms, and those are cool. I have not mastered them, but they are cool. With toothpicks and a shoebox. That I need to see. I need to see, I'll look that up, Giovanna. Hopefully you have that on something that I just haven't seen yet. Joyce, I have plastic looms that are used for yarn, both round and oblong. The wood ones I use with strips of fabric. Yes. If you look up wood peg loom, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, okay. I can do that. And I am learning a new technique with yarn and rope to make. That is in my way. Oh, Inca type jewelry. Ooh, Giovanna. Oh, wow. Yep, there's my words exactly. Oh, wow, Giovanna. Thinking the same thing there, Rita. Wow. Yeah, the paper beads are amazing. Oh. Okay. I'm going to look up something here real quick. Wood peg loom. Yes. I see that. I see that. All right. These are teeny tiny pictures, but I can see what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. I wished, what am I, oh. I wished I had the thing that Giovanna makes those beads with. Yeah, I'd like to see what that looks like too, Rita. That would be awesome. Ooh. Anyway, what are we looking at here? Oh, it is after 7. And you know what? I need to let you all get off. It's been wonderful. I didn't sew anything. Did I turn this on? I never even turned it on. Oh well, leave it off. Yeah, it's been a great time this morning. It's been a wonderful Mother's Day. I wish you all a fantastic Mother's Day. And if your special day means just to sit back and relax and do nothing, I wish you that all day long. And if it's to get up and go out and kick up your heels, I wish you that too. Whatever your version of Mother's Day looks, or your perfect Mother's Day looks like, that is what I wish for you today. And to be filled with joy. It's just to be filled with joy. And if you need to, watch this again and borrow some of mine. I am filled with it today. I am overflowing with joy today. So y'all have a great rest of the Sunday. You know, right? Melanie came in. Melanie, hi! Happy Mother's Day! Yeah, so we'll let you watch the replay. Have a great day. And go get that extra cup of coffee or tea that you need to get ready for Deb's Live in about 10 minutes. All right? Happy Mother's Day, everyone. I love all of you for coming by and stopping in. Thank you so much. I so appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye.